Hello, welcome to the AVFC STATTO preview show. I'm your host, Dan Bardell, joined by the AVFC STATTO from Twitter. It's Dale back from his holidays. Dale, how are you?
Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. I had a good time in Florida. Had lovely
Good.
warm weather. And now I'm back to this snow fest.
Yeah, it does feel like we're doing a Christmas show here because the weather is an absolute disgrace for March. If this show, of course, is sponsored by Luke Roper, so if you want to get 20% off everything they have to offer, the code is TVV20. Adam's producing. We've already gone live to absolutely nobody before we've come on, so Dale and I may feel like we're repeating ourselves a little bit because it feels like we've done half a show, but we've come here to do it again with an audience this time. Yes, Adam is still a world-class producer. Dale, I will say that since you've been away, I've done this show twice on my own, which I've not particularly enjoyed. But what I have enjoyed is the fact that Villa have won twice while you've been away. So now you're back. I'm slightly concerned we may revert to type.
Well, like you said, we've done this show already to nobody. And during that time, I did check and we beat Southampton 1-0.
That's the only win since we've been doing this?
I think so. Yeah, but we played Man City and Arsenal as well. Come on.
Yeah, true.
It's difficult.
Back to winning ways. As I say, I didn't particularly enjoy doing this on my own, so I am glad to have you back, although I'm sure you're not glad to be back at all. Now, this is going to be a nice surprise for me because Dale sent the stuff over yesterday, and I've got to be honest, I haven't had a look at it at all. So I've got no idea what's about to come up. As always, we've got 2 stats for Aston Villa, 2 for West Ham, and then a peak Villa at the end. So this is the first one. Aston Villa have won their last 2 Premier League games, beating Everton 2-0 and Crystal Palace 1-0. They last won 3 in a row in March 2022, all those years ago it feels, keeping a clean sheet in each game in that run to Dale with 2 clean sheets so far. So plausible that we could do it again. Of course, Steven Gerrard was the manager last time Villa went on that 3-game run. Feels unimaginable that Villa would have gone on a 3-game run under Steven Gerrard and keep 3 clean sheets. Can you talk us through those games? Can you remember them? Have you got them in front of you?
Of course.
Because I can't.
Yeah. So in that run in March 2022, we beat Brighton 2-0.
Yep.
Away from home.
Leeds.
We beat Southampton 4-0 at home, and then we beat Leeds 3-0 away. And from what I can remember from those games, Coutinho was starting to hit his stride then. And then the Leeds game was the Callum Chambers goal that everyone will remember.
What a goal. I mean, we might see Callum Chambers in midfield. Emery hasn't had his press conference yet, so Villa have got midfield where he's hoping Leander Dendoncker will be back to replace the injured Boubacar Kamara. But the good news is, I guess, that Villa like winning 3 games in a row in February, March time. So if that could repeat itself, that would be very handy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, our record in March for the last sort of 4 seasons has been terrible, but it's been sort of split with these 2 runs. So hopefully we can keep it going because it'd be nice to beat West Ham because we don't do that very often.
Did we always have a bad March under Martin O'Neill? Have I imagined that? I feel like that always.
Yeah, Martin O'Neill, Dean Smith, and Steven Gerrard, apart from that 3-game run. Yeah, we lost 2, I think, as well. When's Gerrard in March as well? So, yeah, March is a bit of a bogey month.
Yeah, we tended to lose in a row and then win in a row under Steven Gerrard last season and then just win absolutely nothing this time around this season. Let's have a look at the second Villa stat then. Again, I've got no idea what's coming. Aston Villa have won their last 4 Premier League games, played at 2 o'clock on a Sunday. Excellent news. Was Spurs away at 2 o'clock on a Sunday? Was that New Year's Day? Was that a Sunday?
It was, yeah. So I was clutching at straws here because there's not many positive Villa stats that I could have pulled out the bag for West Ham. But yeah, so Villa have earned 4 wins in the last 4 games, beating Brentford, so beating Brentford under Aaron Danks, and then Man United, Brighton, and Spurs, all this time on a Sunday. But then previously before that, we'd gone 11 games without a win. At this time on a Sunday, drawing 2 and losing 9. So I think Aaron Danks and Unai Emery have broken the curse.
Well, I was going to say, I associate Villa with not being very good on television normally, but actually some of those games weren't on TV, were they? The Brighton one would have been on TV. There was Brentford one definitely wasn't on TV. I can't remember. I don't know why that was at 2 o'clock on a Sunday. Brentford must have had a Thursday Premier League game. So, we broke that curse. A lot of curses been broken since we've been doing this show, it feels. But yeah, that's a good one, 4 in a row. Can we do it again on Sunday against West Ham? Somewhere we didn't really enjoy going last season. I remember that being a tough day at the office. Villa playing okay in the first half and then just somehow contriving to just lose the game from nowhere. I think it was 2-1 in the end. So it's not have we won there yet? Because we've had some bad. I think we've drawn once. We drew the season we stayed up, didn't we? Jack Grealish scored on the last day, and then we
spoiler alert for the next one coming.
Say again.
It's a spoiler alert for the next one coming.
So this is what happens when you don't do your prep. You don't know what's coming. Come on then, Adam. Let's put the next one up before I give it away. So the West Ham then. The West Ham ones we're going to look at here. After losing their last 3 home league games of 2022, West Ham are unbeaten at the London Stadium in 2023, winning 2 and drawing 1. And one of those wins involved Danny Ings scoring a couple of goals. How do you feel about Villa going up against him? It does feel written in the stars that he'll score against us, doesn't it?
It does. And you're spoiling the next one.
But... Oh, God, I'm absolutely killing this show here. I know. Lesson learned here. You've got to read the stuff before you come on. But yeah, they've stabilised, haven't they, in 2023 a little bit at home, but they're still down in the mire. They're still in big trouble. And actually, I think if Villa can quieten the crowd in the first 20 minutes, it could be a difficult place for West Ham to play, a little bit like Everton the other week. I think if Villa can not concede early, if Villa could just go ahead, actually, I think they'll win the game, because I think West Ham are in big, big trouble at the moment. They're in the mire, but it's not been an easy place for Villa to go over the years.
No, so West Ham were pretty poor pre-New Year, but then they've only conceded 1 goal at home in 2023, and they've scored 7. So they beat Everton 2-0 in January. They drew with Chelsea 1-1 in February, and most recently put 4 past Nottingham Forest, with Danny Ings scoring twice. So they're starting to hit their stride at home, at least. The home form's actually pretty good. If you look at the teams they've lost to, it's the teams you would think they would lose to at home.
Okay, but away they've really struggled this season, haven't they?
Yeah.
I feel like I've been to Upton Park a few times and come away from it, and Villa haven't won as well. It's not unusual for me to go to an away game and Villa not to win, but Upton Park and the Olympic Stadium have been massively happy hunting grounds for Villa over the years. So hopefully they can put that right on Sunday. What have we got next, producer Adam? Could be another intro, could be anything. No, it's the right slide. Only against Everton has Danny Ings scored more Premier League goals against than former side Aston Villa. Meanwhile, Pablo Fornals has scored in his last 3 Premier League appearances against Aston Villa. I've got to admit, I don't remember that from Pablo Fornals. I remember Jesse Lingard scoring a couple of goals at Villa Park. I have very little memory of Fornals scoring against Villa, so hopefully you're going to enlighten me.
Yeah, so the first one, Danny Ings, I actually stole this one from Greg, but Greg tweeted it. So Danny Ings could become the first Villa player to score 4 and against them in a single Premier League season on Sunday. And he scored against Aston Villa twice for Burnley and 3 times for Southampton. He didn't for Liverpool. And then on Pablo Fornals, he's another player that has scored more Premier League goals against Villa than he has against any other team, which sort of seems like a weekly thing now. You know,
the recurring thing that.
Yeah. So Pablo Fornals has scored 3 against Villa, and they've all come in the last 3 appearances.
I've no memory of those games. No memory.
Yeah, one of them was the 4-1 at Villa Park? I think he got one there.
I've no memory of us losing. Oh no, I do remember that was because we have so many managers in the last year.
Yeah,
like the last year or two. That was Dean Smith, wasn't it? When he dropped Mings. Okay, I remember that one. I remember that one now. You've enlightened me and jogged my memory. I've usually got a good memory as well, but I just don't remember that at all. But he's not really been in the team for West Ham this season, so hopefully he just won't play.
They'll put him in. They'll put him in for tomorrow on Sunday, won't they? Just to score and then go off again.
Oh, okay, interesting. But yeah, a few players have had good days against Villa over the years. You do feel like we are many players' favourite team to play against over the years. I've always thought it, and doing this show validates that opinion over the years. Let's finish then with peak Villa. Let's see what Adam puts up on the screen. So Aston Villa are winless in their last 9 Premier League games against West Ham, drawing 3 and losing 6. The last time Villa beat West Ham was a 1-0 win in May 2015. And there's a picture of Tom Cleverley, that Villa legend, celebrating. That was under Tim Sherwood when we were on a decent run at the time. I think we might have won 3 or 4 in a row then, and then it all came crashing down. But that's a long time to be without a win against West Ham, though.
Yeah, so Villa have never won at the London Stadium. So we lost 6 of our last 8 against West Ham, as many as we had in our previous 35. So as our record before this, as a terrible run, was actually pretty decent. We won 12 and drew 17 in the previous 35. The last Villa player to score a winning goal for Aston Villa against West Ham was Tom Cleverley in 2015. And then the last Villa player to score a winning Premier League goal away against West Ham.
Gabby
in 2011.
Yes. Great guess.
A 90th minute winner. And I was there in that stadium for that. I was in the away end for one of my, I think I've been to 5 away games, and that was one of them. It was superb.
Yeah, Gabby, good header at the end of the game, and Ashley Young going absolutely mad with the celebrations in front of the Villa fans. It was his cross that Gabby headed home. That's been too long without a Villa player scoring a winning goal against West Ham away. I was there. You were there the last time we won. I was there at Upton Park the season before when we lost in the last minute. I think it might have been someone called Zavon Hines. It was either Zavon Hines or Junior Stanislas curled a late winner in against Villa, and we lost 2-1 in the last minute in stoppage time. I was absolutely devastated. But of course, I think that was the last time I would have gone to Upton Park, actually, because they would have moved away. Oh no, I was there when we lost 1-0 in Paul Lambert's first game as well. Yeah, I've been to Upton Park and been to West Ham a few times. We've not got a good record there at all. 9 without a win against a team that's largely been a run-of-the-mill side in the Premier League. West Ham. It's not great, that, but you're confident that we're going to put it right on Sunday? I've got to say, I've got a decent feeling this Sunday, which is probably a bad thing.
Yeah, I didn't put it in here, but David Moyes has also got a really good record against Villa.
Perfect.
So that's also another bonus. But I think we've been good away from home, haven't we?
Well, yeah.
I'm doing Emery. We've been good away from home, so hopefully that continues. And yeah, we'll see. I'll be doing a watch along for that. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we're top of the away form league since Emery came in. We're joint top with Arsenal, I believe. Let's have a look at what people are saying in the chat. Be happy. Thinks a Villa 3-1 win will make me very happy. I mean, any kind of win will make me happy, to be honest. You can't be having Tom Cleverley as the last person to score a winner against West Ham. That's absolutely disgusting. Rory Ingalls says one of those games was his first ever Villa game. Not sure which one, but West Ham away was his first Villa game. A man called Chris Dolan says Deck Rice, always world class against Villa, and these West Ham games over the last 3 or 4 seasons do not make pleasant reading. Don't worry about flashing them up on the screen, Adam. Don't worry. You chill out. You relax, mate. You've earned the rest. That'll do us, I think, Stato. Thanks ever so much for joining me. I'm glad you're back from holiday, and we'll be back next week for another AVFC Stato show as Villa preview Bournemouth. As Villa preview Bournemouth, as Villa play Bournemouth. Sorry. I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, not my mic over, having an absolute nightmare here. I'll be back at 4 o'clock tomorrow for the normal preview show for this game. I'm joined by Sky Sports News' Dave Reed. He's coming on with me to have a chat about Villa. Work with him in August and in January at Sky Sports News. Loves the Villa, loves talking about Villa. Looking forward to having him on. That'll be a treat for us all. A really good guy, Dave Reed. So yes, Stato, thank you very much. Adam, thank you very much. Only one thing left to say: up the Villa.
Up the Villa.